Movies. Everything you see and hear was done on purpose. Everything has meaning. Join Corey Heitschmidt, Justin Eldon, and me, Craig Dickinson, for Reading Between the Reels. Each episode will break down the movies you love and analyze cinematography, sound, performance, and set design to uncover the significance of the filmmaker's choices. Reading Between the Reels, available wherever you listen to podcasts.
I'm Bo Maddox.
I'm Robert Ortegon.
I'm Ashley Chancellor. And this is Collateral Cinema with Collateral Gaming. Welcome to Collateral Cinema, the only movie podcast that matters, where we focus on good movies, bad movies, and everything else in between in the world of cinema. We are podcasting straight from Texas, and yes, my friends, we are a 420 friendly podcast, so whatever you have, be it dabs, blunts, bongs, or joints, smoke it if you've got it. And welcome to what was originally going to be an At the Movies review, but we delayed it for so much, and the movie has been out for so long that, fuck it, we'll go ahead and do a spoiler review on it because we covered the last two. But this is going to be our third official collab between Collateral Cinema and Collateral Gaming on the Sonic movie franchise with the release of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, right, guys?
Oh yeah, man! I was excited to see this in the theaters not too long ago, and rewatching this movie, I had a blast, man. And even Robert watching it for his first time. I mean, we both had a blast watching this shit, like just drinking some beers and having fun, right, Robert?
Oh yeah,
hell yeah.
Yeah, no, I bought this for Apple TV, actually, pretty much as soon as it came out. And I've had a blast. I've watched this a few times, actually. But you and I saw it in theaters, Bo, and that was a lot of fun.
It really was, man. I mean, it's always a good experience to see these movies in the theaters, actually. I mean, I highly recommend when the next one comes out, go to the theater and see it, because this one actually strives to be more of a straightforward popcorn movie, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even more so than the last two. You know, because I mean, this has all the action sequences, it has the character arcs and everything that, you know, really lends to you just wanting to get more and more into it as you go along the story and everything. It actually builds up to its third act in a really interesting way.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think this is the best of the Sonic movies so far, and that's actually a really good. It's good that we've gotten three. You know, we're 3 for 3 now with these movies from director Jeff Fowler, and they've been consistently good, in my opinion, increasing with each entry in terms of quality. And again, I think this is the best one so far, and they're already revving up and starting work on Sonic 4, I believe.
Oh yeah, I mean, and if the mid-credit sequence is if you've seen that, and if that's to be believed, then yeah, we're going to have a very interesting fourth movie. Like, especially with the appearance of the one and only Amy Rose, which was fucking badass, and also Metal Sonic. You know, finally getting some actual other lore characters into it.
Man, I could not believe that they got Sonichu in there in the mid-credit scene. That just blew my mind.
Right? How the hell did they get Sonichu in there? Jesus Christ. You know, incidentally, there is that one in the Chow Garden, that one joke that those kids, they walk up to Tails and they ask, "Are you Detective Pikachu?" And Knuckles, played once again by Idris Elba, he's just like, oh, he does look like a Pokemon. Pika, yes. Pika. It's like, so yeah, maybe there could be a Sonichu here. I don't know. It's like we already got a Pokemon joke in here anyways. So
Oh, yeah, that's fucking funny.
that was great, right? Up in the Chow Garden.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
That was a fun little reference. It was a surprising reference. I didn't expect to get something like that in here. But
Honestly, no.
nice.
It's
That
like,
was funny.
it's like pretty much referencing a Nintendo property. It's like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's funny from Sega.
Yeah, from fucking Sega. Yeah. But I mean, Sega and Nintendo have been collaborating for many years now, so it's not that surprising.
right, I'm still waiting on the Smash Brothers movie that's gonna like bring all of these characters together. Like get Mario from the new Super Mario Brothers movie, get Sonic, get Detective Pikachu. You know, just go balls to the wall with it. We're getting a live action Zelda movie, so it's another one to throw in there. But
Damn.
Sonic 3. I mean, what else can I say other than, like the fact that they are continuing to expand the lore and getting into more, beloved characters from the franchise. None else, of course, than Shadow the Hedgehog himself. I mean, he's the big highlight of this movie. Portrayed, voice acted by Keanu Reeves, which is a perfect casting choice, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, he actually adds a little bit of gravitas to Shadow's character, like, I mean, especially when we start getting into the more tragic backstory of Shadow and Maria's relationship and how her grandfather factors into that. So, yeah, I agree.
Fuck yeah.
Right, Robert? Now you got to do your impression.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm going to release that.
No, you do it right now, dude.
Do it
Come
right
on,
now?
Keanu.
I can't. What do I say?
Just whatever.
Let me sip that beer a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Revenge guac. Just do revenge guac.
Keanu Reeves.
Oh my God, Robert.
Revenge.
Damn it, Robert.
Revenge guac.
Yes. Fucking A, dude. Fucking A, man.
Going to take synthetic AIs and drop them.
What the fuck, man?
They took everything from me. I'm going to take everything from them.
Wow.
That's so good.
God
dude.
damn it, man. That's amazing.
Fuck yeah. Thank you guys.
Fucking A. That was fucking primo.
But yeah, the way that Shadows explored in this movie is honestly expertly done. And I think there's, no small part of that is the fact that they seem to have, I mean, I'm not really into the Sonic lore, but they seem to have really stuck to the game story this time with that. I think this is the movie out of the three so far that is most like the games. And a big part of that may be the fact that Jeff Fowler himself worked on the Shadow the Hedgehog game on GameCube.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. We were watching one of the reviews. I think it was Animat's review of this movie. And yeah, he brought up the GameCube Sonic Adventure 2 game. And he was just like, hey, yeah, the cutscenes were kind of janky, but this is just classic Sonic gameplay as in the 3D realm and everything. And yeah, the story of that game, I remember it being a lot of fun, really interesting story.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of suffered from a little bit of that, what's it called? That House of the Dead style cutscene pacing,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Most of my experience was like Sonic Game Gear with Spinball, right?
Yeah, I had the Sonic Game Gear games, and those were pretty much the original Master System Sonic games, and they were just ported to Game Gear.
Yeah, and I had what else did I have? I had a Sega Genesis version, and I remember playing like a demo copy for like the Dreamcast or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably the first Sonic adventure.
Yeah, it had to have been it.
Yeah, that iconic first level where he's running down when he's running down in the city on the roadway and everything. And it looks like it's San Francisco kind of.
Yeah, it's amazing because it was like outside of Sega, going to the next level Dreamcast, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Especially with the Tony Hawk games, and like that's how I played like Crazy Taxi,
Oh, I love Crazy Taxi, man.
I can play that all night too.
Totally.
Used to be my jam.
Yeah, hey, Crazy Taxi movie win.
And this movie apparently takes some of the story from Sonic Adventure 2, as well as Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yep.
But, but to your point, Bo, I mean, I think that game has kind of gotten a reappraisal in the last few years. And at the time, I think people criticized it for, trying too hard to be edgy and like the inclusion of guns and whatnot. And all of that is here in the movie. So that just shows you where, culture has kind of shifted. I think that's fucking awesome. I mean, fuck yeah. They even gave Shadow a gun in this movie. He rode the motorcycle. He has the edgy backstory. It's all here.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I don't have a lot of experience with Shadow the Hedgehog. I've mostly seen like playthroughs of the game online more than anything. I haven't really actually. I haven't really played it either, but I mean, every time, it's the ultimate edgelord Sonic game. I mean, he has guns, and then he has like you said, the motorcycle, and I like, and not only did they give him all of that in this movie, they gave him that Akira reference as well.
The Akira slide, yes, that was so fucking awesome, dude.
They had to have that, man. It's like, I mean, wasn't that even in the original game? I think
probably.
Like, didn't he have the Akira slide in that game? Maybe
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it was really, really awesome.
Yeah, and even I'm watching now. Like, this is the I have it playing in the background, and I'm watching him fight the trio here at near the beginning of the movie. And this was really cool because all three, Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails go after him, and he just effortlessly beats all of them.
Yeah. Even Sonic says is like, he can't take all of us, can he? Single-handedly.
Okay.
And then after, it's like, okay, yeah, he took all of us single-handedly.
Yeah, there he is with the gun and the motorcycle. Fuck yeah, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. And I love the humor in this movie. I think that they've kind of refined it a little bit, as opposed to the first two movies. Like here, the quips are, I think, a little better paced, a little better written than the first two. And the first two were a lot of fun like that. But
yeah, they were. But yeah, I agree. I think the humor lands a little bit better this time. I mean, I remember watching the first two movies and thinking about how many of those little like kid liners there are. Like okay, that would be funny if I were a kid, but that's kind of cheesy to an adult. And I noticed that a lot less with this movie. A lot more of the jokes actually did land with me, an adult.
And also a lot more references that I feel that adults would actually get in this movie. Like, I mean, we have that brief moment where they flash back to watching Casper, and Knuckles is just completely terrified.
jump scare from the ghost.
Yeah, that was great, right? It was just like, what the hell? From Casper of all things. He's just like, there's no such thing as a friendly ghost.
Oh, like man.
That was great.
I love Knuckles. Idris Elba, again, perfect casting. I wonder if that might have been inspired by the Uganda Knuckles thing, because he does it with the accent and everything.
He does. Yeah, you're right. I mean, well, remember that was referenced in the second movie, I believe. Do you know the way?
Well, Knuckles works, really well here. In the last movie, he spent half the movie being an antagonist. So here we get to see him as, a party member, as a member of Team Sonic all the way throughout. And so, we get the dynamic with the other characters. This is also really interesting coming off of the Knuckles show. I recently watched all three of these movies and the Knuckles show to prep for this episode. And that's honestly really good. It's a short, 6-episode miniseries. It's on Paramount Plus, and it's actually pretty good. The series actually focuses on Knuckles and Wade, the Tom's best friend who's like the deputy sheriff. He briefly shows up in this movie, and that's their little nod to the Knuckles series, because Knuckles says, "I've left him with the fiercest warrior," and if you watch the Knuckles series, you can get the context for that line. Why he earned Knuckles' respect as a warrior. Yeah, you should. It's good.
Damn it. Yeah.
and he's actually, honestly, I think he gets kind of more of a story arc than Knuckles does in that series, oddly enough.
Interesting. Yeah, I heard that was actually also kind of a criticism against the movie a little bit, or the series a little bit.
Is that it didn't focus on Knuckles? I can see that. Yeah.
yeah. It was like the Wade Show, maybe with a little bit of Knuckles here or there. But
yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I can see how that could also probably be a selling point for it. But also it's got Christopher Lloyd and Carrie Elwes in it, so. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. But also, I mean, remember the criticisms in the previous movies about, the time spent on the human characters, and the fact that in this movie they kind of dialed that down a little bit.
A lot. They addressed that criticism. I honestly, with the second movie, I was starting to feel like the human characters were getting relegated to like their own. They kind of had their own separate subplot. It almost felt like, okay, yeah, we got to give the human characters something to do. Here, they've dialed it down even more.
Yeah, it felt like a B plot almost, right?
Yeah,
a B plot in a television series, sort of.
Yeah, and maybe that's where the movie didn't jive with me as much as when we get into like second act and we're spending half of it on this wedding that I really just don't care about. I mean,
yeah,
the actors were good. The writing was kind of funny, but it's like, yeah, I want to get back to more Sonic. Here, they're woven into the Sonic plot. They're given basically like one thing to do in the movie, towards the end. And
but it's admittedly a badass thing that they get to do. I mean, it's pretty much a full-on espionage mission to infiltrate gun headquarters. So, and then they're so excited, dude. I love how adorable they are there. They're just like, no, we were bored with all of this. It's like screw this bread, screw that puppet. It's like, no, we're going with y'all to London.
I did think the little Tom bit was funny. He's like, I told him I'd get rid of you.
And she was just like, you're in big trouble. It's like, ooh, why did you say that to wifey, man? Come on. What the hell? It's like, oof.
I told you should get rid of her. Like that, just their dynamic is great. Tom and Maddie, I mean, the characters always had a good chemistry together, but it was always kind of a question. It's like, why are they here? Why are they adding to a Sonic film? Like, why do we need these characters? And I feel like we get just enough of them that it's like, okay, yeah, give them something to do that kind of relates to the plot. I mean, I know obviously they're the family, the grounding for this film, and they work here with that. They even managed to find a way to put Shamar Moore and the actress that plays her sister in here. Maybe that was a contractual obligation. I don't know. I kind of felt like that was sort of just thrown in there.
Perhaps. Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I don't know. I look at him and I just think of Criminal Minds.
Right. But I mean, also, I mean, they kind of had to bring Tom and Natty into the narrative because it also gives that the one event that pushes Sonic to actually like just go full on like Super Saiyan and try to take revenge on Shadow, and that's Shadow punching Tom while he's in disguise as the general,
Commander Walters.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, yeah. You kind of need that in order for Sonic to kind of touch the dark side a little bit, the same to kind of put him on equal grounding with Shadow a little bit.
Right. That's the purpose he ultimately serves is to, create that emotional moment for Sonic to where he forgets about, his team. And that's kind of like Sonic's own arc in this movie is he's learning how to operate in a team. And then, that throws a whole wrench into everything.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing of this movie, and also the previous movies, is that they work less like real narrative, like actual narratives, and so much as they're like kind of they're character pieces, sort of.
Sure.
It's more about character arcs, and every one of these characters, they have an interesting arc in here, but especially Robotnik himself.
Yes.
His entire arc throughout this movie is very interesting, and it ties into the whole themes of family and teamwork and everything. So, I mean, that was interesting in its own right.
Yeah. So Jim Carrey came back, even though he said he was retiring after Sonic 2. I think he said something to the effect of, "I won't come back unless the script is written in golden ink." And apparently he read the script for this movie, and he read that scene of him dancing with himself.
I'm sure he was just like, I have to do this now. I have to do it.
And honestly, he goes balls to the wall with it. I feel like this might be the Sonic movie where they kind of let Jim Carrey be Jim Carrey and improvise a little bit.
Absolutely. Like he's really at his best right here, you know?
Playing off himself.
yeah, of himself. I mean, what more can you say there? I mean,
there's that scene in the movie. It's my favorite. It's my favorite scene, I think, in this entire trilogy. Where he's interacting with his granddad, but also by himself, and they look at each other and they both say in unison, "It's as if we're two characters in a movie being played by the same actor," and then look directly at the camera.
And they look right at the camera.
Absolute cinema.
That was brilliant, man. I mean, and only Jim Carrey could really pull it off like that, you know? He's the only one that could be, he's the only one that can actually really, really go balls to the wall like that and be expressive enough that, honestly, the only one that could be a perfect foil to him is Jim Carrey, you know?
Yeah. I was surprised nobody's come up with it before, unless there's some movie where Jim Carrey plays two characters, and that I'm not thinking of it.
Think so.
That just reminds me of like all the Living Color characters all at once too.
I know, right? When he was in Living Color.
Yeah, dude.
Man, that was so cool.
It's just the work of a brilliant actor. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Robert. Now you need to do your Jim Carrey impression.
So I can't.
Whoville. Those holes.
Who is more answer to a what?
I'm stupid. Now do Lemony Snicket. No.
You mean Count Olaf?
Count Olaf from Lemony Snicket. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Jim Carrey always brings himself into every role he does. I mean, that was one thing about like Count Olaf, for instance, is, you know, that movie was a little bit different from the series of Unfortunate Events books, which I've read. And one of those differences being like the way Count Olaf is portrayed, because Jim Carrey kind of threw his own persona, his own spin on the character. And that's something I feel like he does to every role. He did it to the Grinch. And, you know, there's now this version of the Grinch. And like I said, that Count Olaf portrayal is really good. That version of the Grinch is, you know, arguably the best version of the Grinch, and his own take on Robotnik, of course, which has carried 3 Sonic movies.
I mean, I really think that his Count Olaf in Lemony Snicket, it's an incredibly layered performance, because he's not only playing Count Olaf, it's like he also plays like all the characters that Olaf disguises as, and still have all the characteristics of Olaf, but in disguise. It's like it was a very layered performance in that movie.
Oh
really.
Yeah.
And that's what really elevated that movie to more than just kind of a weird adaptation of a young kid's novel or whatever, Yeah. I mean, it just made it like even better.
Yeah, it really did, because, I mean, you compare that with the Neil Patrick Harris performance, which is very close to the books. But
yeah,
the Count Olaf performance, the Jim Carrey performance just ends up being more memorable because, he added his own flair on it, and you have to love it for what it is. And that's what Jim Carrey does, You got to let Jim Carrey be Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Just let it happen.
So if this is the last thing he does, I think we said this about Sonic 2 too, but if this is the last thing he does, he ended on a good note, because, this is really the completion of the character arc. And I'm glad he came back for another movie. I really am, because they really nailed it. He finally actually has completed his evolution into the game accurate Robotnik in terms of physical appearance.
He really did, and then also just the way that he looked as Grandpa Robotnik, and the nuance that he put into that character, it's like he definitely is much older. He has he's been through a lot, and his hatred is palpable.
Hatred and self-hatred, which is evident by the fact that
exactly.
When it comes down to it, his grandson, who's a perfect duplicate of him, what does he think about him? You're no Maria.
You're no Maria.
And
no.
that speaks volumes about how the elder Robotnik thinks about himself, right?
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's like, I mean, there's a lot of Grandpa Robotnik in Dr. Robotnik, and I bet that just repulses him. You know?
And on the other hand, while Gerald, is repulsed by himself, Ivo has never known a family, and he kind of has his own character arc. I mean, they mention it earlier in the movie when he's talking to Sonic. Where did you go, Hedgehog? I wasn't done trauma dumping.
I love that. No, that whole montage in the VR where they pretty much go through all the family milestones and everything. Christmas, Halloween. Like 4th of July or whatever, or I think that was even New Year's Eve, maybe. I don't know. I mean, that was actually really, really, really well done and really funny. Like,
it is.
And it's because of just how over the top, I mean, Jim Carrey is really going in that, especially being Robotnik, just being so childlike, I mean, you kind of love to see it.
You come to realize that, maybe he's just this like stunted child. At the end of it all.
Exactly. That's all he is. He's a stunted 13-year-old in a 40-something-year-old body, and he's but I mean, eventually his arc actually ends up with him kind of growing into something a little more heroic. Yep. I mean, he ends up actually saving the fucking Earth, for fuck's sake.
If I can't rule the Earth, I might as well save it.
Absolutely, yeah. Which is sound reasoning, I must say, to be honest.
That's very true.
And finally acknowledging my boy, the homie of all homies, Agent Stone.
Fuck yeah, man. And I'm finally saying, like, no, you were my friend. You were my sicko friend.
My sicko friend.
It's like, yeah, that was kind of beautiful, honestly. And then it kind of almost a poignant moment. Actually, no, it is a poignant moment.
I don't know if I started wondering this by Sonic 2 or by Sonic 3, but is Agent Stone gay for Robotnik?
Probably. More than likely. I mean,
it seems like it. There's almost no other explanation for that level of reverence. And you even kind of get to see that he's a different sort of person. He admires Ivo and his intelligence, but he himself is doesn't necessarily have all of those, malicious qualities. I mean, he straight up tells Tails that he thinks he's cute.
Yeah, he's like, I just want to say, I think you're adorable.
Adorable. That's what
I love that. Yeah, I love it.
And he even has a couple funny interactions with Knuckles.
Yeah, no, I really like that interaction with Tails there. It's actually a real interesting little bit of character development for him. Finally kind of realizing that, hey, maybe my relationship with Robotnik is very much lacking in the friendship. Looks like department. I mean, he sees me as an underling.
Yeah, he's realizing, I think, maybe what he wants out of the relationship, what he idealizes, and how different that is from the reality of the relationship.
Yeah, and that comes up at the end of that of the montage with both the Robotniks. Is that, I mean, he ends up being kind of dejected. He pours the lattes, which was a big point in the second movie. And the first movie was him and his lattes and everything. He even gets a nickname, the goat. Yeah, the fucking goat, the goat milker.
The goat milker.
I mean, it's even referenced here. But I mean, yeah, it's like Stone is really, really dejected, and you feel real sorry for him. But I mean, it's that's why it's good that Robotnik made that turn in the end. He kind of made that heroic heel face turn.
For his friend, he did that for his friend, and that was really poignant. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
that felt like the completion of his character arc. I feel like, yeah, we can move the franchise on without Jim Carrey now. Like
they set that up well. Yeah.
At the end of Sonic 2, I felt like he could have been done and that would have been fine, but I'm really glad they brought him in for another movie to explore some of those things. To get Gerald Robotnik, of course, and then to get the relationship with Stone. And another thing, the way that Stone talks to the characters, he's even a little bit more amicable towards Shadow. Whenever he's like, hey, I've got some fresh guac. Do you? All right, sorry, we got fresh avocados in the crab. Do you want to eat some guac?
Revenge guac.
Revenge guac. Yes.
It's like, I don't know. I kind of want some revenge guac. That actually sounds pretty good.
And when they do go down on the crab, there's also I love it. They threw a reference to the "I Just Love Latinas" Sonic meme. They did because he's watching the La Ultima Pasión and he's like, Gabriella should kill them both. She is not a prize to be won.
Exactly.
I remember that.
He just loves Latinas.
That's so cool. He does. He loves he loves the Latinas. Don't we all?
There's nothing wrong with that.
All right.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, right?
I love Latinas Sonic.
Yeah, that is the best. You know, it's like pair up Shadow with Brazilian Miku, Hatsune Miku.
There you go. Perfect.
Right.
A match made in heaven.
Perfect, right? Exactly.
And we'll get more Shadow in the future because they had to drop that post-credit scene to show that he's alive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he is alive. So yeah, no, he will be back, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with him in the next movie. That'll be really cool.
Yeah, plus Amy Rose, plus Metal Sonic. I mean, I think that there's a lot that they can do with the next movie without Jim Carrey. And
Oh, absolutely.
also, I feel like this is the first movie where he didn't have to fully carry the whole thing. I think we've got just enough interesting performances out of all the other characters that it's like, okay, yeah, you can take Jim Carrey out now, and you know what I mean?
Sonic, you finally found your family.
Try to keep up.
I know it hasn't always been easy, but you didn't change who you are in here.
Yeah, in my lungs.
Or your heart.
There's been a high-level security breach. And we need Team Sonic's immediate assistance. Project Shadow is far beyond anything we've ever encountered.
Shadow's story began a lot like your Sonic. But where you found family and friends, Shadow found only pain and loss.
All right, we got a rogue alien on the loose. How do we find it?
Start with the giant fireball?
I love it. Let's start with a giant fireball.
He is much more impressive than the Hedgehog I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
No, no! My turn. Can we just talk about this? He's too powerful. Sonic! I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need you-know-who.
This is a bad idea.
When has that ever stopped me?
Doctor,
We have visitors.
this is sad, Robotnik, even for you.
We need your help.
On one condition.
Do this! If I can't rule the world, I might as well save it!
I need room. But, sir, I don't have the proper materials. Found some.
When we're done, there won't be anything left.
Hey, no cheat code!
What did you do? What I had to. Welcome home, my boy.
It's impossible.
Is it? It couldn't be.
Couldn't it?
Are you? In the saggy flesh.
Yeah, they all feel a lot more fully realized, right?
Yeah.
like fully realized characters, But they still, but their arc is more collective, because I mean, once again, one of the themes of this movie is teamwork and family, So it's more like a collective arc for like the three of them,
Family.
Family. Exactly. When you're here, you're family.
Oh, they didn't have an Olive Garden reference in this movie. Huh?
That is Olive Garden.
That would have been great, right?
No, Robert, you didn't watch the first two movies. There's they actually reference that in the movies. There's a whole Olive Garden thing, and like I think
I've seen like memes with like Fast and Furious Toretto, like
at Olive, they're at Olive Garden.
Oh my god, dude!
Damn,
family.
But
no, Sonic.
Yeah, we've got yeah, like I said, I mean, we've got just enough here now that's interesting besides Carrie. I mean, and that's not to say that the characters weren't good in the previous movies. I just feel like we're finally getting to that level. Plus, then we do get like standout performances like Keanu, you know?
Exactly.
Like throw a few more movies with Keanu in him. He can carry the franchise, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he'll definitely be back in the next movie, and he'll have a very interesting part to play and everything.
Yeah. And also, I mean, Idris Elba is really good. I mean, I love Ben Schwartz. He's great as Sonic, but he's not going to carry the film for me because a lot of his humor is going to be derived from what kids find funny. It's these other characters that are really more interesting to me, like Jim Carrey's Robotnik, like Keanu Reeves' Shadow, like Idris Elba's Knuckles. I feel like they bring something that is more funny to me as a person and as an adult.
Also, can we say that Colleen O'Shaughnessy's performance was really, really killer in here as Tails as well? Like it feels like she's become a lot more comfortable in her role in a cinematic way, you know?
Yeah. I feel like she settled into the role a little bit better in terms of the way that the movies have taken this character. Obviously, you know, she has all the experience for decades of voicing the character. So, I mean, that was fantastic that they decided to just. I mean, I know that was a point of Sonic 2, but just, you know, again, great choice that they decided to go with the original voice actor for the character, realizing, you know, that there really was no other way to do that, and it's led some fans to, you know, thinking that some future characters may need to be done that way. Like, there are a lot saying that Amy Rose should be voiced by her actress.
No, that's probably not a bad idea, honestly.
But then there are others who are already doing, you know, their fan castings of popular celebrities who could do that.
I don't know what are the fan castings looking like so far for this. I haven't really seen any.
You know, I saw somebody talk about them the other day on like Facebook or something. Do a quick look.
Yeah. I mean, I could maybe see like, I don't know. Who do you think, Robert? Who would be a good voice actress for Amy Rose?
Anna Kendrick. That's one that I've seen pop up. Kimiko Glenn.
Anna Kendrick. Interesting. What about maybe? Here's interesting. Like it would probably be her first voice acting role, but maybe Jenna Ortega.
Oh, okay.
That would be interesting. Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure that would probably be her first voice acting role if she was to do that. So it would be interesting to see what she would do with a role like that.
Yeah. I mean, really, the sky's the limits with this. You know, like. Yeah. Again, you have picks like Keanu Reeves. That's like, wow. No, like if you were to take Shadow the Hedgehog and humanize him, turn him into a human, he would be Keanu Reeves.
Absolutely. I mean, that's unequivocal.
Or that AI robot he did. Yeah.
I mean, one of the videos that we were watching brought up the fact that Keanu Reeves has pretty much kind of been at the forefront of the action genre for at least the better part of like 35 years or so. You know, I mean,
long time.
I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, you have The Matrix, and then he went on to do John Wick. You know, and now here he is, in quite possibly the most action-packed Sonic movie in the entire franchise. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting to see what might happen in the future. Like, I mean, if he has another role like that in him. I mean, I think he pretty much said that he's done with John Wick, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it'd be interesting to see him do like some more genre work, like maybe like a horror,
another Point Break,
or do another Point Break. Yeah, maybe do a legacy Point Break movie.
That'd be sweet though.
That would be cool.
Kind of like 21 Jump Street.
I'm just happy that he took a role like this as seriously and gave it as much gravitas as he would have John Wick.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, him and Idris Elba especially, they really put a lot into their roles, and I especially love that Idris Elba, he had on the knuckles gloves the entire time that he was recording his role. That was really great.
Break glass in case of emergency.
Absolutely, man. Like, no, he's so perfect for that role. He really is. I mean, he kind of brings out the meatheadedness of Knuckles.
Well, just because I'm a meathead doesn't mean I'm not a feminist, Sonic.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Oh my god. Identify as a feminist.
Dude, they need to reference that in the next movie.
Yes, there
They
needs
do.
to be a feminist line. That would be amazing. Or approved.
Yes, exactly.
I don't
that
know.
would be so perfect.
Why did Sonic Boom of all things generate so many memes?
Because it's great. Have you ever actually watched it? I actually watched some of it on Cartoon Network back in the day, and yeah, it wasn't too bad.
I've only seen the memes, but he does make a good point about Amy Rose and feminism.
Yep. Exactly.
He's like, you know, by saying as a woman, you're acting as if, you know, that's a ceiling and not the status quo or something.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, no, he has a point there.
It's like, damn, we're injecting some serious feminist theory into fucking Sonic Boom of all things.
That's
like,
why.
what the fuck?
That's why there needs to be a line in this movie that references it. Speaking of references, a lot of them in this game. I mean, right in the beginning, we get the little sign at the end of the stage, at the end of the race.
The goal sign. Yeah, I love that. That was so perfect.
Also, Knuckles and Tails tapping their feet.
Yeah, exactly.
The idle animation.
That's the idle animation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's equally funny because they're holograms. So, yeah, that makes the idle animation really funny.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. They did a lot of fun little neat references in this movie. I mean, like you said earlier, the Oculus slide.
Yep, exactly. And also, remember, Casper the Ghost.
The Casper the Ghost. Also, that shot of Sonic and Knuckles flying past each other in front of the moon that was like taken like out of a Sonic Adventure 2, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. That was a pretty good little Easter egg right there, or reference or whatever.
And they play the Sonic Adventure 2 theme while they're fighting around in space, and it is actually pretty fucking awesome. Like, you see them duke it out against each other.
That was really cool.
Like that was something I could say is the action cinematography actually like excited me as much as like an MCU movie would.
Yeah, it's pretty much up to that level by this point. I mean, hell, you could argue that Sonic is probably at planet busting level, probably.
Oh yeah, Super Saiyans.
It felt like anime shit, right?
It was, yeah. It almost felt like they were kind of almost adapting the original Sonic the Hedgehog anime more than anything, kind of.
Yeah. What do you think, Robert? The fights were pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it was actually like Super Saiyan shit.
Yeah,
when they were charging up, they were all glowing, right?
Yeah,
and they're literally fighting around the world.
Yeah.
Like, Super Sonic is straight up an obvious reference to Super Saiyan.
And yeah, definitely.
We didn't get to talk about that for the Sonic 2 review because it was a spoiler-free review. But here, cat's out of the bag already anyway, and we're doing a spoiler review, so we can actually talk about the Supersonic form because it looks cool on the big screen.
It does.
Yeah, it looks insane. Or you guys got to see it on the big screen.
Yeah, it was really cool on the big screen, man.
Well, in cinema, I mean, in a more general sense. Because, I mean, like,
There you go.
honestly, the character designs in this movie, I feel like should just be the standard, for the franchise moving forward. It's not as if they haven't redesigned the characters before. I know some autistic fans would probably lose their shit about changing the character designs. Motherfuckers, why are Sonic's arms blue? You know what? All the other characters' arms match the rest of their bodies, so that actually makes some fucking sense. Cry about
The only thing I'm going to say about the Sonic fandom is it gave us Chris Chan.
Yeah, I'm autistic, by the way, so I can say that. But yeah, goddamn, these Sonic fans take shit so seriously. Apparently, they threw a fit back in Sonic Adventure because they made Sonic's
really
eyes
do.
green. I mean, these people would throw a conniption fit about it. But honestly, like, I don't see any reason why they shouldn't go with the at least the more realistic looking aspects of the character designs moving forward, like the individual quills. Because one thing I watched while was looking at gameplay of Sonic Frontiers. I haven't played it, but I was watching it, and the one thing that stuck out to me was that you have these like really detailed open world environments, but Sonic still looks exactly like Sonic has looked for like the past 10 plus years. And and it was like, it kind of just took me out of it. I'm like, why couldn't you have just given him at least like the realistic looking quills like in the movie?
Yeah, right. That would have made the most sense.
I mean,
when you really think about it.
Keep his arms the tan color or whatever to satisfy the autists, but I say that because I have my special interests, and if they changed one small thing about something, I'd probably freak out about it. Like when I think there is like a Naruto live action movie coming out, I'll probably pick that apart like the Sonic fans do.
Oh no, is there really a live action Naruto coming out?
Yeah, so I've heard. I think it should be a series. I feel like that would make more sense. I don't know why One Piece did a series, but so we'll see how this goes. I feel like they're going to have to condense a lot of things to make a feature-length film, and they're going to have to do a lot of films in order to cover all the story.
I feel like a good movie that would be kind of a precursor to what could happen there would be the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie that Shyamalan did.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of similar. That's another series that has a lot of lore, a lot of character development involved. I mean, it has a lot of world building, and I mean, Shyamalan just completely failed to fully adapt it properly. So worst case scenario, you could get something like that.
Yeah, and and how could you in a feature-length film format? I mean, and Naruto went on for like 15 years, at least the manga did. And I mean, there's just no way you could condense all of that. I mean, obviously, they're not going to try to do the whole story. They'll do like, maybe like the first story arc or the first couple story arcs. To be honest, I don't know what they're going to do, because if they try to do every story arc as a separate movie, there's just no way. It'd be way too long, way too many fucking movies. But like, if you try to push a couple in together, it's just going to feel very weird tonally. I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe they'll just take a lot of liberties like the Sonic movies did. But that's actually honestly seems to be working for them, because even the Sonic fandom seems to be happy with the Sonic movies as their own separate things, despite there being obvious differences from the games.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think if there's anything else for us to talk about.
Just more impressions. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Now do Johnny Mnemonic.
So like you said, dude, Lemony Snickets. I need to work on that.
Yeah. Right.
But anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap things up from here. I'm not sure what else we have to bring up. But okay, starting with you, Robert, what did you think about Sonic the Hedgehog 3? I mean, especially because you haven't seen the other two films, right?
No, I have not seen the other two films, but I feel like I really do need to rewatch this movie again. But I had a good time just seeing it for the first time, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. It reminded me of just like being a kid and just like wishing that this kind of CGI was around when we were kids back then,
Mm-hmm. Because when we were kids, I mean, think back to like this Super Mario Brothers movie, and how they would have come up with something like that had they tried to make it back then, you know?
Yeah. I mean, oh my God, like we've come a long way with CGI. Correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the effects in this movie look great. I mean, obviously, you know, Sonic and his friends are going to look, you know, going to have that like cartoony look because they went for a design that looked pretty much exactly like the games, and as well they should have. But I feel like the way, you know, again, like Detective Pikachu, that they managed to, you know, portray these characters with, you know, realistic textures really lends well to the movie. And, you know, you can do some fun things with that. Like, you know, Sonic can pull a key card out of hammer space. You know, something that in like a more realistic movie would not be feasible, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
So you get that nice like blend of like that cartoon aesthetic and like, you know, live action, which is nice. But what about you, Bo?
I really enjoyed all three of these movies, but this is definitely the strongest movie out of the franchise so far. You know, and I don't know. I think that the franchise can only go up from here. I mean, I loved the cast. The casting was awesome, and I do like that they did kind of dial back the B stories with the human characters a little more this time. But I mean, I like I said earlier, this is less about the story and more about, you know, the character development. And like we said, these feel like more fully fleshed out, fully realized characters. And Dr. Robotnik's overall arc here is really compelling and really interesting. And it actually ends on a very poignant note. So, I mean, in many ways, it's kind of worth it to just see this movie just for that, if anything else, you know. But I mean, I highly recommend all three of these movies, and this one is definitely the closest to the more modern games that came out in the Sonic franchise and everything. And I think that it's all the better for it, you know, especially, you know, adapting, you know, Sonic Adventures 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog and everything. So, yeah, I say definitely watch this movie a couple of times. I mean, this is the first one of these movies that I've actually watched twice, you know, since they came out. So I actually, I really enjoyed this.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is the highest point in the franchise so far. Forward momentum. We are just getting better with each movie, and I'm here for it. And I want to see if you know, director Jeff Fowler and the rest of the studio can keep this up. Can you do it without Jim Carrey? Because I do feel like his character arc is pretty much completed, and really, I don't know that there's really much more that they should do with that. Were they even willing to? Because you know, it ends on such a good note. But you know, as far as, you know, everything else goes, like I said, Keanu Reeves stands out. All of the other characters, have settled into their role a little bit better. And this is all around. This is really good. Now, would I recommend this to somebody who didn't like the first two movies? No. I mean, this is going to be more of that, but a little bit better. But if you were not impressed with the first two Sonic movies, then, you know, this is not going to be a movie that you're going to enjoy. And, you know, that's something that might have been a different case for Sonic 2. Like, hey, if there was just this aspect of the movie that you didn't like, you know, you'll like Sonic 2 a little bit better. But if you watch both of those and it wasn't your cup of tea, then I mean, this is going to be more of that. But again, like I said, I feel like the quality has improved. Obviously, you know, this is a movie that's going to appeal to kids. Don't expect, you know, Kino. But I don't know, man. Yeah. Fucking Robotnik's dancing in the lasers, that fourth wall freaking.
Oh man, that was so perfect, man. So amazing. Apparently, when Carrey read the script of this movie and saw that there was going to be that dance off right there, like he pretty much immediately signed on.
It must have been that, man. That to me, that is absolute cinema.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, we didn't even talk Kristen Ritter is in this movie, man.
Oh, yeah.
Kristen Ritter.
Kristen Ritter is great in this movie. Yeah,
she's actually she's my type. She's 100% my type. I mean, I've been
gotcha.
rewatching Breaking Bad. I loved her in Jessica Jones.
I think that she probably could have been given a little more to do in this movie, a little bit. Maybe let her character breathe.
She has a more supporting role, like a supporting antagonist. Because I mean, the Robotniks and Shadow are kind of the main antagonists. With Shadow being, like the misunderstood one, like Knuckles in the last movie, who gets turned around by the end.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess the younger Robotnik does too. But yeah, she's just kind of like another force at play here. And I mean, I don't know if the script necessarily needed more of her, but I mean, she's really not in it a whole lot to form much of an impression. But hey, man, she's fucking hot. I'd Jane her Margolis. I'd break her bad. I'd Sonic her Hedgehog.
Oh my God.
I'd Jessica her Jones.
Jesus.
She's actually funny in that She's Out of My League movie, right?
Oh, I don't know if I remember seeing that movie.
It's freaking funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's from Gilmore Girls, too. Okay.
Hell yeah.
But all right, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave us feedback on your platform of choice. You can leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or help us climb up the ranks on Good Pods. As for Collateral Gaming, we should have out very soon here parts 1 and 2 of our Super Metroid episode. Part 1 has already been recorded, so here in the next couple days, I should have that edited and released, and we'll record part 2 here very soon.
Excellent.
But you can also check out our year in review episode. And then later this month, our planned content includes our 2-part episode on Hogwarts Legacy. And I do want to also do a bonus round on Doom Eternal, since Doom the Dark Ages is coming out here later this year, and we covered Doom 2016. Just felt like that's a game that we should cover.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
But, Bo, what's coming up next on Collateral Cinema?
Well, we just recently recorded an episode with the Retro Anime podcast. That's Ian and Lewis, talking about the first Ghost in the Shell movie from 1995. So that will be coming out very soon. And right now we have our 2024 year in review episode out. We pretty much just go over what we've seen, all the first run new movies that came out in 2024, what we've seen, what we haven't seen, and what we would, and which one was our favorite, So yeah, check that out. And yeah,
that was a lot of fun. We actually omitted Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in that episode. Never mentioned it at all, because we knew we wanted to do an episode on it. In fact, we wanted to do, again, as mentioned earlier, enough the movies review like we've done with the past 2 films, but obviously the movie's been out long enough, so I'm just glad that we did it in some form or fashion, because like I said, this has been the best one.
Hell yeah.
And later this month, we should be doing the California Kid and the Doctor Who 50th anniversary special, The Day of the Doctor, right, Bo?
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. The California Kid, that's one of Robert's movie choices.
Yeah, that's crazy. We just saw one of those cars driving. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was a yellow one with the engine pretty much fully exposed and everything. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I don't think it had the hood on it, right?
No, it didn't have the hood. No.
Lowered, motor sticking out.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that movie and also to the Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to both. And Bo, I think you mentioned we were going to be doing a director's cut of Venture Brothers or something Adult Swim related.
Yeah. We're going to do an Adult Swim edition of the director's cut here pretty soon, and we're going to talk about the first season of The Venture Brothers, which is, oh man, that's such a cool fucking season of television. I mean, if y'all think Breaking Bad is primo television. No, The Venture Brothers.
Venture Brothers.
No, that is primo television.
Is it primo like La Ultima Pasión?
Probably.
I just love Latina Sonic.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Or wait, no, we got to do it in the Keanu Reeves voice. All right, Robert, go for it.
Just say, I love Latinas.
I love Latinas.
Yes. Fucking yes.
Oh my God.
Awesome. So hell yeah, we've still got a lot to look forward to, even as we're, I guess, sort of winding down the season here soon. I mean, we've at least made it past second base.
Yeah, definitely. We have maybe like 4 episodes left. So yeah.
Yeah, third base, I guess.
Yeah, right. Ha.
But yeah, still plenty more to come, including our season finale, Redux on the Room, which I'm really excited for.
Absolutely. We're going to be joined by Derek from the Ratchet Book Club and Hindsight to Movie Reviews podcast. And apparently it's his first time seeing that movie. So,
we get to we get to pop his cherry on The Room?
Uh-huh.
Oh, we get to pop somebody's cherry on a room.
Dude, that's special.
Nice. That is. That's like it's a virginity.
I mean, that's pretty much when we did the first Room episode. That was pretty much Robert.
Popping Robert's cherry. Yep.
My virginity was taken.
And I missed that episode. That was supposed to be my debut on this podcast. And
it was.
I didn't make it for the episode. I did make it for the commentary.
Yep.
By the way,
Yep,
you can go listen to that on Patreon, where we have exclusive full-length movie commentaries. We haven't added some in quite some time, but who knows? Maybe we'll do some more of that soon. Along with Collateral Let's Play, I think really it's just been an issue of trying to get something recorded, and it's better with all of us involved because, we got the energy and we can do the voices and stuff. So I think, Bo, you mentioned we're probably going to be releasing the Phoenix Wright Wednesdays on a bi-weekly basis. Maybe we'll just try to record a few of those at a time when we're all together.
Yeah, that's what I feel is best. I've done it solo once before, and it just wasn't the same.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I have been doing the Call of Duty Saturdays on a bi-weekly schedule now, so you can go listen to those. I feel like dialing it back actually does allow us to explore other opportunities. One, we've kind of got a backlog of episodes between both podcasts, and two, it would be cool to add some more Let's Plays of maybe games that I'm playing for the podcast, and also I've been thinking about maybe, Matt, adding a Metroid Mondays segment. We'll see.
Excellent.
Maybe work through the backlog first. But I did watch Zach do we did a test speed run of Metroid Fusion and actually kind of failed. So we're gonna have to revisit that. But we're gonna do a speed run. Our plan is to do a speed run and release that as our first episode of Metroid Mondays. And then from then on, what I will probably do is just kind of not speed run, but just run through each of the games in order, maybe chronological order, but would probably work best. And just do, each area. But then, on occasion, maybe we'll do like randomizers and other types of speed runs as episodes. So there's a lot of possibilities, even once we work through all of the Metroid games.
Hell yeah, man. Right on.
So I'm excited about that. But yeah, you can check out Collateral Let's Play on both the Collateral Cinema and Collateral Gaming YouTube channels, where you can also watch all of our episodes. I say watch, but they're audio podcasts, so listen. But I'm thinking very soon here, maybe starting next season, maybe we should just go ahead and start recording ourselves while we do these.
That's what I've been thinking. Yeah, we could do that.
That's what I said 10 years ago. I'm just kidding.
God damn it, Robert.
Sorry. Oh, that's funny.
So just an idea. Of course, the bandwidth is already bad enough when we try to turn on our cameras, but
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys. Anything else to add, Bo?
No, I don't believe so.
And Robert, I know Texas Sundown 2 is underway. We're talking about filming some stuff soon, right?
Yeah. Have to. Probably when I get back from Houston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Hell yeah.
Start doing something with the camera again.
We got to film some stuff while you're in here in Houston too. Maybe for some other project or
some other short we come up with.
Hell yeah, guys. Hell yeah.
Huh. Because, you got good scenery, like right at the Galleria area. And then we can get some still shots and just cut it all together.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
Whatever. Come up with a plot, do something, right?
Exactly. We'll write our plot around the shots, right? You know, kind of
exactly
write it as we go along.
Every great master does it.
Damn.
Well, all right, guys. You can support the show as mentioned on Patreon. We also have a Buy Me a Coffee. And you can also check out our merch store on TeePublic, where you can get you some Collateral Media swag. And we are on all social media platforms. We are on Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. For now.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
And
Yep.
yeah, I guess that's just about it, guys.
Well, hell yeah. Sounds good.
Well, with all that being said, I've been Ashley Chancellor. And yes, I know French.
And yes, I am Bo Maddox, and I do feel like one actor playing two characters in the same movie.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Yep.
Ryan Reynolds. And I'm Robert Ortegon. I'll be here all week. Same bat channel, same bat station.
Nice. Nice.
Hell yeah, brother. And this has been Collateral Cinema and Collateral Gaming. We are out.
Out. Collateral Cinema is a Collateral Media podcast. All music and movie clips are owned by